Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we're doing a honeymoon cottage in the world of Henford on Bagley, which came with the expansion pack Cottage Living. I thought it would be really nice to turn one of the vacation rental lots into a honeymoon cottage for kind of a newly married couple. And it actually took me a couple of tries to be able to build this because pretty much every time this I was building this cottage, it just turned into like this complete nightmare where like every time I was switching off the Sims, it was not saving. So this is probably about my third attempt. I wanted to just kind of make it really cozy and just kind of pastel sort of interiors and like some kind of open brickwork, open stonework, and just making it really kind of rustic and cozy and it is made for two people. I think there's an extra bedroom that comes up upstairs because I had some extra space. But I mean, the extra bedroom could probably be like if you had some guests over or something. Um, but it is built with the idea of a newly married couple coming here for their honeymoon. And yeah, so I just kind of started putting all of this foliage outside. There's loads of ivy, loads of wisteria that came with the cottage living pack. And I just kind of placed that around the outside of the building to just kind of make it hopefully look natural. I think it covers up some of the upstairs windows, but like I just wanted it to look pretty natural. A lot of the cottages I've seen have had ivy and wisteria in this sort of pattern before. Um, yeah, but you might want to settle into this one because it is going to be about 40 minutes long, which is why I decided to do a voiceover instead of just putting music over it. Yeah, so I spent quite a lot of time on the outside just kind of playing around with these kind of foliage items, just trying to make it look pretty and natural and just kind of what you'd expect from a rustic cottage. I then started putting windows in. So I I started putting circular windows in the roof and then kind of putting these shutter windows just kind of on the on the first floor and the top floor. So yeah, it took me quite a while to just kind of line up the windows, which is why it's kind of I tried a couple of times here, but eventually I got there, and I think I like the mix of the round and square windows, and I've got quite a lot of different types of windows here, but I think they all kind of fit together. You can see I'm just kind of I couldn't really figure out how to place them all so that they would look natural and they would look kind of lined up and everything. But I'm just kind of trying out some different things, going back and forth with some different ideas, and then eventually I'm going to um, settle on a design and then start moving on to the landscape, I believe. And you can also see that I'm just moving around that ivy and wisteria so that it's fitting around the windows and so that it all looks kind of natural and it all looks pretty just like you'd kind of expect a cottage in the woods to look. I did also kind of I wanted like these balconies, sort of like a Juliet balcony on the top windows. Not completely sure if these stay at the end. I think I gave it a go, but I don't think I ended up keeping them. I think I ended up deciding that I was going to do a different build with the idea of a Juliet balcony, which I do have ideas for that, and I'm going to be filming that soon, hopefully. So yeah, I'm just kind of fixing up the terrain, just kind of putting in a little path, some kind of like a stone sort of driveway, but it's not really a driveway because if you kind of look around the outside of the lot, the cars are parked in a completely different space. So I didn't accommodate for cars in this build. I just kind of gave the outside a bit of stonework and just kind of gave it a little driveway that is for just walking up to the house. It's not for putting your car in or anything. And yeah, I just kind of put some rocks around there and fitted in some flowers around the outside, just kind of making it look really kind of really cute and retro and everything, and um, very cozy, very kind of like you would want a honeymoon cottage to be. So yeah, I'm just kind of going on to the inside now. I will end up going back to the terrain. The way I like to build is that I like to just kind of go between different things. So I started the terrain, but I knew that I wanted a patio that came out of either the back or the side of the build. And so I was going to just do the inside then and then build the patio on the outside and then build the terrain around it. It makes sense when you see the video. But yeah, I'm just kind of looking out the kitchen and I wanted the downstairs to be very kind of open plan. Um, a lot of the images that I was looking up on the internet were pretty open plan cottages, and some kind of like exposed stonework. So you can see that I'm just going to start playing around with half walls and putting in a sitting room, choosing some sofas, and I decided to go for this kind of this rug that has loads of cute rabbits on it and rabbits and flowers and all of that. And then from that rug, I came up with the colours for the furniture, and I thought that kind of dark blue really kind of contrasted it with it well. And then I put in some lighter blue furniture. I think, yeah, I was kind of playing around with contrasting the really light pink with a really dark blue. And I just kind of I wanted to use a lot of the items from the cottage living expansion pack. I think I haven't really done a build before that uses a lot of those, and that I wanted to just really lean into that really cute pastel sort of vibe. And I'm also just kind of putting in some cushions, and I decided on these peach colored cushions so that it would kind of tie everything in. So where because it matches the rug, it kind of ties the whole space in together. At least that was what I was thinking. Anyway. And yeah, I was just kind of playing around with the interior of the whole sitting room, and then I decided to get this hardwood flooring in, and think I'm about to start working on the kitchen. So this is where I get the half wall. And I'm taking that stone from the outside of the builds and then putting the half wall in that stone. So you've got that kind of exposed brick. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I saw it in loads of pictures and you can see it in the build and everything. And just kind of getting some counters and everything in. I did end up deciding on a pink and blue colour scheme like I did with the sitting room because it's very open plan. Keeping that colour scheme just kind of gives it that feeling of tying it all together. And just kind of giving them all of the essentials. I used the pink oven and the pink fridge from Cottage Living, and I found these pink and blue islands, which I believe also came from the Cottage Living expansion pack. I pretty much exclusively used that pack um, for this build because all of the items were just what I needed for the whole kind of vibe of the build. There's kind of an island with bar stools on, so if you did decide to, if you did decide to have friends over, they could sit there, and if you did want to just kind of have a night in cooking, then you've got all of the essentials there for whatever you need. And yeah, I'm just kind of playing around with the whole idea of the kitchen. I don't put a wallpaper in until I think the last moment because it's an open plan space. I wanted to find wallpaper that was going to fit with the whole aesthetic of the downstairs. So I did put up these wall decorations. I thought fairy lights would probably be key for this kitchen, and they really just they fit with the aesthetic. And getting the jars and a coffee maker and pretty much everything that you would need in a rental cottage that you're using on a holiday. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of start putting up some shelves that will have some cute cottage things on them. Making a kind of tea area, getting a cork board up on the wall, and just making it look really, really cozy. And yeah, so just by the back door, I put a really small dining table area um, with a much darker pink because I want to have some accent areas, and I felt like the dining room table was probably a good accent point, as well as the sofas. Like those kind of big bits of furniture were pretty nice accents in a room that's pretty pale. And I wasn't completely sure what to do with the space below the stairs. I thought maybe having like a desk area. I think you see them a lot in these rentals and like these kind of rental cottages. And I mean, I don't think anyone really uses them. Like you're not going to be working if you're on your honeymoon. At least I don't think so. But having the option of a desk and a typewriter, it just felt really like it fit with the idea of the build. So I just put that in there and getting some paintings up on the wall. I thought I thought paintings would kind of fit more than maybe photos would. If you're renting out a cottage for a honeymoon, you probably got family pictures on the wall. Um, and yeah, I just chose lots of paintings of farm animals and flowers and things like that. And now that I've got the whole space kind of figured out, you can see that I'm starting to kind of play around with the wallpaper. I wanted to have a splashback around the kitchen and then have a wallpaper the rest the around the rest of the room. I settled on this pretty pale wallpaper, but it has that darker stripe. I can't really remember what pack this is from. I think it's from Discover University. But it has this really dark pink stripe on it, so I thought that was going to fit with the color scheme, and then the lighter yellow on top of it gives you that kind of space to put pictures and photos, not photos, paintings everywhere else. Actually, I think there might be some photos around the room. There might be some photos of not like family photos or anything, but photos of the countryside and things like that. And moving into the upstairs area, I'm going to I just kind of started moving the windows around. I felt that they were kind of a bit low in some places to build, so as I'm kind of going around building the interior, I wanted to just raise up the windows in some places so that they weren't kind of on the floor. And I'm going to start kind of blocking in the rooms upstairs. So this is the landing. And then I'm going to start blocking off some separate bedrooms. I wanted there to be one big bedroom with like a walk-in wardrobe and like an ensuite bathroom. And then I have so much space, so I just put in an extra bedroom, and you can use it if you have guests over, or I guess if you had a fight on your honeymoon, you could probably use it. Um, the the spare bedroom isn't really designed for like designed for filling space. But yeah, um, I've got the landing, and I'm just filling everything in with the same flooring on the main bedroom. So I wanted to give this a really kind of romantic feel, but also keeping with that cottage theme. So keeping that kind of pink bed up against the wall, that very rustic door, the very rustic wood, and keeping with the very kind of romantic flowers and pink and all of that, keeping with the theme. I chose these very like drapey curtains. I thought they would really, I don't know, I think the drapey curtains give a much more romantic feel than like a thick blackout curtain. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. Um, and of course, I wanted to get this rug from the Snowy Escape expansion. If you scale it up, it looks so Snowy Escape. I'm thinking of a different fluffy rug. Um, but yeah, this one just fits so well in any kind of vacation rental because it just kind of gives that same like cozy feel to it. And then I wanted to put like a sofa at the end of the bed. I've seen it loads where you have like a box or sort of like a little sofa chair thing that sits on the end of the bed. And I ended up choosing a dresser from the For Rent expansion and a dresser that was from Cottage Living. But because they've got that walk-in wardrobe, I didn't want to kind of clutter the room with dresses or anything, which is kind of why I put in that sofa. at the end of the bed and just kind of just filling the whole space with cushions and making it feel really comfy. And I find it really hard to like get these cushions to line up with the object. So that quite often that I'll come back and I'll just move them a little bit because they look like they fit here, but then I'll turn the camera and then they'll start kind of floating or they'll look really weird. So there's a couple of times that I'll go back and I'll fix it. And I chose this, I chose a very bold wallpaper for the back wall, and then I believe that there's just kind of like a very pale pink on the rest of the room. Having that accent wall, I think just that accent wall where the bed is, just kind of gives it a focal point. And yeah, I just kind of matched it with um, this very kind of pale paint that has a wooden skirting board which matches with the back wall. And yeah, just kind of making it feel like it's cozy, but it's also a rental. But I believe in a minute we're going to move on to the bathroom. And I wanted to give the bathroom a feel of being very romantic. So I put kind of like two sinks and a walk-in shower. Um, and as soon as I finish kind of putting the paintings up on the walls, I'm going to get started on the bathroom. But I might not. I might be getting started on the landing. No, I'm not. I'm choosing a light for the room. I thought I moved it to the bathroom. But yeah, I'm just choosing an overhead light for the room at the moment. I went through a couple of options and I just kind of settled on this like pendulum idea. And now we're going to move into the bathroom. So I I chose tiling for the bathroom and made it's very white, like it's a very kind of modern white bathroom. And it's just got this kind of pale blue wallpaper. A lot of the furnishings are white. I chose these countertops from the Snowy Escape expansion pack and put in these like side by side sinks. And I just kind of, I don't know if you can have a romantic bathroom, but I know what I was going for, and hopefully you can see what I'm going for here because it's like bathrooms have a feeling if you're married. Like they have a very kind of romantic feel for married couples. But that's kind of the sort of idea that I'm going for with this build. Is the very kind of newlyweds, joint bathroom idea with a huge walk-in shower. I chose like these giant tiles. I think they're from Get Famous. Like covered the shower in these big tiles and just kind of gave it that really luxury feel. But now I'm watching it back, I feel like that half wall should have had the exposed brick on it, sort of like the downstairs. I wish I'd done that, but instead I just put paint in those big tiles on it, which is it's nice and it really fits with the theme. But looking back, I kind of wish I'd gone with the exposed brick. I think that might have been a bit nicer, kind of on the toilet side. On the shower side, I would have stuck with the tile, but I would have used the stone on the other side, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm just kind of getting some window coverings in. I just chose these very basic lines and working on the shower area. I wanted there to be extra lighting just to make it feel really bright and homely. So yeah, now I'm just working on that walk-in wardrobe. Put some really huge mirrors on the walls, some coat racks and extra storage. So there's, dresses and um, shelves and these wardrobes from, I can't remember the pack. I thought it was Discover University, and then it's just gone out of my head. Just, yeah, I just wanted to make sure there was loads of storage, and there's a wreath on the wall just for decoration. And very soon we're going to get into the landing. So I chose this very bold wallpaper. I thought because everything else has a really soft feel, I thought the landing could have this really intense green and some extra bookshelves. I think you see bookshelves everywhere in vacation rentals, like in real life, you just see them everywhere. And I thought having that little alcove it was a perfect place for it. Putting some plants and rugs outside the doors and just kind of getting some pictures, just standard hallway interior. And working on that final bedroom now. I stuck with the pink theme, but I just made it very simple. This is just a very simple bedroom. It's it's there like if you need it, but it's not kind of intended to be used because the purpose of the house is for a couple. It's just I couldn't think of anything else to go in that final bedroom. Um, just wanted to make it look pretty pretty normal, pretty aesthetic, and it ended up sticking with the pink and blue theme. So I kept the pink bed, but I went with these blue walls and those like drapey curtains. It it fits with the theme of the house, but it's not really it's not used much as part of the house. The main bit that's used with the house is that main bit of the bedroom walk-in wardrobe and the bathroom. So yeah, I'm just going to finish putting extra lighting around the upstairs and some extra paintings on the wall. And then we're going to move into the terrain again, building that patio that I mentioned earlier. Um, I wanted like a tiled bit outside, and I made this ceiling like a glass ceiling so that you could sit on these, you could like sit on the sofas and look upstairs. You could look up at the stars. Does this make any sense? Like it'll make sense when you see it. Um, but I really loved these like deep red terracotta tiles. and I put like outdoor lighting and everything around it. And that that glass ceiling above the patio, and then we're going to get a like a sofa that comes in the middle of the patio so that you can sit on it and you can look up at the stars with your partner. I thought that was really romantic. And yeah, I'm just kind of building that now, putting in that outdoor lighting, and then I'll get some more outdoor furniture next to this patio. I extend it a bit, and I put in like a hot tub and like a barbecue and outdoor seating and everything. But this is like a closed off bit that has a roof. This bit that has the hot tub in it, it doesn't have a roof. So this is more like a garden bit. And I wanted to keep it separate, but then it ended up looking a lot better when it was put together and it was just one big patio. So yeah, just getting that outdoor seating um, next to the hot tub. Soon I'll put in a barbecue. Just kind of making this outdoor space really pretty and making sure that it has everything that you could possibly need. And because it's the lot is put in a forest, I wanted to put these trees in so that they you feel like you're kind of being closed in by trees. So you feel really cozy and closed in. Does that make sense? But that was the that was the kind of vibe I was going for. But yeah, that's everything. And we're going to go into the screenshots. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next one.